few of you guys have been asking to see my foundry, and this is it. The Kerr 666 burnout oven. I love that 666. And my safety gear. What's necessary. This is my crucible catcher. Notice it's like a gun. I was carrying it across the street the other day when the cop went by. I wondered what he thought about it. Okay. And here is my dross spoon. And here's my slightly undersized plinth, which is nothing more than perlite and some clay. I modified the door. It used to come straight out, maybe go all the way down. This is just a melt to make some ingots, because this is a melt to make some ingots because when we actually do the pour, I want the camera outside. I'm not convinced that the salt flux does anything at this temperature. I had it up to, it said 735. I think the higher temperature going up another 10 degrees, I used to do 725, and I'm thinking that a little bit more heat gives you more separation between the aluminum and the dross. And I've spent way more than usual time cleaning that up. In theory, having this rod locked in there gives me a little more control when pouring. That was the ingot pour. Let's go outside and have a quick look at ingots. Not that you haven't seen them before. And there be the ingots and the smoking grass underneath it. Figured better that than the concrete. And we'll be keeping an eye on that. So another look at the crucible, dross, and all that. It's time to charge the crucible for the pour. It's got about 30 pounds from what I scrapped the day before yesterday. And rather than have a short pour, dump in more than's needed, and we'll be charging. These can be put in while the furnace door is open without taking the crucible out. And this is really pushing it for this furnace in terms of size. I said it's really pushing it for this furnace in terms of the size of the crucible. There you go. This is a PID controller, and it's set for 725, but it was 730 something when it came in. It does overshoot a bit, and I'm thinking I'm going to raise that temperature from 725 Celsius centigrade up to whatever it was, because like I said, the dross comes out with less aluminum stuck to it. These are some of the things I used. This is my pouring sprue, and the base is too big. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the aluminum one and turn it down to the proper size. Here's the pouring basement or settlement basement, whatever you want to call it, that goes in the bottom. This goes off to a feeder like this, and the feeder goes to the part. This is a hub for my pulley, and this I used for a riser. Okay, it's time for the shakeout. No, my sleeve. Okay. There we go. Okay, the moment of truth. A little bit something wrong in the bottom there. I think that's probably something we can live with. Might even be where the hole goes. A little bit of flash. I had some tear out there because the pattern wasn't quite right. Tops of the parts look nicer than the bottom, and I think that's because of sand erosion. And there's some old washes I want to try, but this part gets machined anyway, so it's not a biggie. Turned out better than I hoped. Ooh, there's a void here in the edge. It may not be usable, we just have to see. Got the mold, we could make another one.
some mud in here from finishing the fire. I wonder if I bury that. Oh, here's the damage to the tub.
For the most part, that's neat and put away.